Okay, we've got another problem. The problem is x plus 5 over 3x minus 1/6 equals 1/6 times, in parentheses, x minus 5 over 2. So to do this problem, basically what you need to do first, in my opinion, is that you'd want to get rid of the parentheses. So you could, as a first step, multiply 1/6 into the parentheses on the right hand side. And so if you distribute that in, what you'd end up with on the right hand side is 1 over 6 times x, and then 1 over 6, multiply 1 with 1, 1 with 5, 6 with 2, positive times a negative, you're going to get negative 5/12. Okay? Everything else looks the same. Now if I look at the denominators, what I actually have, x is just x over 1, right? So we could say there's a 1 underneath there. But with the rest of the denominators, what I have here is a 1, 3, 6, 6, 12. 12 is the largest number. If I start thinking multiples of that, I can come up with the lowest common denominator. I start with 12. Do the rest of those denominators divide into 12? Yes, they do. I don't have to go to 24, 36, 48. 12 will work. So if I take 12 over 1 and I multiply it with each fraction, what I end up with is 12 over 1 times x over 1, 12 plus 12 over 1 times 5x over 3, plus 12 over 1 times negative 1/6 equals 12 over 1 times x over 6, plus 12 over 1 times negative 5 over 12. So I've given every fraction a factor of 12 over 1 next to it, and what should happen is we're going to end up with these terms of 12x plus 20x, take away 2, equals 2x minus 5. The reason that happens, 12 times x is 12x, no problem there. 12 and 3 will reduce and become 4 and 1. 4 times 5x is 20x. So that's where that comes from. 12 and 6 will reduce initially and become 2 and 1. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Okay? So we've got that left side from that. On the right hand side, 12 and 6 become 2 and 1. 2 times x is 2x. And 12 and 12 will reduce completely. 1 times negative 5 is negative 5. Okay, so that's what happens. Fractions go away. We've made a good choice in terms of a factor. Next line, we combine 12x and 20x together, get 32x. Okay, we want to subtract 2x from both sides. That's going to cancel out on the right hand side, and 32x take away 32x take away 2x will give us a 30x. So we've got 30x take away 2 equals negative 5. Okay, so what would you do next? Looks like you could say, I got to get that constant over to the other side. I can add 2 to both sides. So if I add 2, it's going to cancel on the left. On the right hand side, negative 5 plus 2 is a negative 3. So I'm going to have 30x equals negative 3. And if 30 is multiplied with x, divide both sides by 30. You're going to end up with negative 3 over 30 is equal to x, which reduces to negative 1 over 10, negative 1/10.